A compilation of trail footages that will definitely scare you. In the vastness of the internet, there is a hidden treasure trove of scary videos that can both captivate and scare people. They live in the darkest places and whisper secrets that can give you chills and make you question everything you know to be true. And while we can't come up with a better judgment of the best, here are some of them that we could find. From skeletons with glowing eyes to sightings of a witch in the woods. Stick around till the end as we uncover the truth behind them all. Stalking creature. Once a couple were returning to their home at night along the empty road full of silence and no movements of cars or people. Everything was going well, but suddenly, when they happened to pay by a bush, they happened to see a strange, horrifying thing near the bushes at the side of the road. After they passed the bush, they realized that they saw some terrific thing near the bush, so they turned their car to see the creature again. It appeared in gray and looked skinny like a skeleton, but it did not resemble a human. Some say that it is a skinwalker. Comment down your opinion about this video. Ghost on trail cam. A particular house had a trail cam at the backyard of their house just to watch out for powerful predators like a wolf or a bear. Instead of seeing such animals, they happened to see a man who was covered in gray and was passing through the woods. The man was moving around the area very slowly, as if its intention was to get inside the house, but he was roaming around the woods for a long time. The person who was watching this footage over the system was very much frightened, and also he was confused whether it was a human with intention or an animal. He thought that someone was wearing a ghost costume to scare him. Until now, no one's found an answer to this footage. It is still a debatable concept, and it is difficult to say whether it is human or an animal. I'm sure that it is not an animal. Maybe it could be a spirit or a ghost. The moment would be too scary while standing in front of the cam and watching the footage live. We have to appreciate the man. According to my knowledge, it might be someone intentionally doing this to scare the person. Comment down your opinion about this footage. Skeleton with glowing eyes. Starting off our list is a skeleton with glowing eyes. Either someone got out of jail or a ghost is here. A group of young campers in Casanino National Forest, Arizona were exploring the forest when they came across an upset man sitting next to a small stream. So they could see him better, they shined a light on him. When he saw the light, he turned and stared at them. He had shaved his head and was so thin that he almost looked like a skeleton for Halloween. People's eyes don't glow or shine, so it was clear that this wasn't a person, but a skeleton ghost. Glowing-eyed mummy. Well, skeletons are not the only ones that can glow eyes, as it turns out. Looking at these glowing eyes, you can tell this is not a fake. In September 2019, two coworkers were driving back to their house from work when they saw a dark figure running next to them. After a few seconds, a figure approached the car's headlights and took on its final shape. It looked like a mummy with glowing eyes that moved very quickly. It came closer and even tried to jump into their car. The driver was able to speed away, which was a good thing. This could not be a person, but it could be a mummy that a supernatural being has taken over. Humpy ghost. A high-pitched guttural cry stopped a group of friends from setting off fireworks to celebrate the 4th of July. They wanted to know what was happening, so they looked into the noise. Walking through the trees, they suddenly stopped when they saw what looked like a strange hump-like thing in the dark. Since they couldn't get close enough to see what it was, they threw a firecracker at it before running away. Many people think it was a drugged-up person, but no matter what it was a scary sight to see.
Get the hell out of here.
4.5 billion year meteorite. The Fukang meteorite is the name of this stunning gem. It was found in China's Xinjiang province in the year 2000. The bulk of the meteorites are pieces of asteroid that broke apart in the asteroid belt, although they can also originate from the moon or Mars. Meteorites are rocks that came from space. About 1,100 meteorites fall to Earth after passing through our planet's atmosphere, but the Fukang meteorite is unique, according to the Planetary Science Institute. This precious stone is not just an ordinary space rock, it's a palisite meteorite, one of the rarest materials on Earth. We have been able to enter our planet in the past few decades, but no one noticed a Fukang meteorite breaking through our planet's atmosphere. This mysterious space rock still remains to be one of the greatest meteorite discoveries of the 21st century. Many hail it as a precious stone created by the universe itself. However, its exact origin remains unknown. Red rain. We've all heard and read stories about the plagues, including how the Israelites were able to protect themselves by turning the sea into blood. But this unexpected occurrence of blood-like rain has many people worried and confused. Blood red rain began to fall over a tiny Russian city in Siberia, although it is not known what exactly causes the crimson rain to fall from the sky. This has caused fear and confusion. Some Siberian inhabitants, according to rumors, believed the bizarre crimson rain was a portent of approaching judgment or the end of the world. Administrators of the nickel factory allegedly began removing a significant amount of iron oxide residue from the factory's floor and roof in order to enhance environmental health and safety. Because the pile of rusted, dusty trash wasn't covered, it was blown across the parking lot by a gust of wind as the rain started to fall. Thank goodness there was a good explanation, because when the rain and dust mingle, the factory parking lot flooded with a torrent of blood. Dark Fury Monster. If you don't look closely at this dark furry monster's eyes, it might look like a man in a Halloween costume. While traveling through a forest in northern Iran, two explorers saw a strange creature hiding behind some bushes. Because it was so dark at night, they had to get closer to find out what was happening. They were able to get close while singing religious chants, but they could barely see it. It had a dirty fur-like coat and white eyes that could be seen because there wasn't much light. Fear of the unknown kept them from getting a good look, even though they were only a few feet away. The Crawler. Now, you may have seen the following video on social media and some other sites you visit, but have you ever heard a good explanation of what it is? There is still not much about what happened or where it happened. If you look closely, you see some kind of weird alien creature crawling awkwardly along a dirt road. It has a grayish-brown skin and a shape that makes it look more like a woman. But that's not what's strange. Its hands and fingers look too big and pointy, almost like they came from another world. At first glance, its head looks like a prop from the movie Alien because of its strange shape. Is this whole clip a prop, a joke, or something more dangerous? Apparition. This man has fixed a camera outside his home. The camera is connected to his mobile phone. He says that every night around 2 in the morning, he gets an alarm in the phone that the camera captures some movement. He took the phone and saw the footage. He happened to see a ghost-like structure. At first, he thought that his eyes were playing tricks on him due to the nightmare, but when he passed the video and took a closer look at the footage again, he was shocked to see a real ghost-like structure captured. The ghost person was entering the neighbor's yard. What do you feel about this video? Is it really a ghost or a person running around? The man stated that he had a strange activity in his house for the past few days. He explained that while he was away at work, his indoor cameras had detected movement in his daughter's room every day at the same time, even though no one was at home. Is it really a spirit? Don't forget to comment your thoughts. A sloth. This video clip has been going viral on the internet for a few months now. a strange-looking animal climbing from the water. The not-so-normal skin and the weird figure of this body makes everyone wonder, what creature is that? For some, it looked like a mermaid. From the front view, it definitely looked like a creepy alien. What do you think that is? You don't have to smoke your brain. It was later confirmed that this weird-looking creature was just a poor little sloth. He was trying to get out of the water when those people stumbled upon the scene. Naked man. A hunter was passing through a forest near the Tomorrow World area when he heard someone calling for help. Looking down, he noticed a naked man standing by the creek with a walking cane while maintaining distance. The naked man claimed that he had been robbed, beaten up, and stripped of all clothing by Bullish during the music festival before being dropped in the woods after days of trying to survive. On June 10, 2021, a lost traveler was passing through a forest in New Zealand when he took this photograph. While stopping for the night, the traveler was awakened by a terrifying zombie-like cry not far from his location. Hoping to offer assistance, he called closer to the source of the sound, only to discover its source from something that looked unlike any known human seconds later. The traveler decided to flee for his life right away, and after several minutes of running, the recorder hid under a tree bark and decided to remain stationary. This picture was the only clear view of this being until dawn left. Witch in the woods. An even more terrifying video from this terrifying footage captured by a trail camera set up in a field in the early morning of October 18th, 2022, just a few days before Halloween. While we don't know who posted the terrifying video to the internet, the entity caught on camera that night is clearly visible, leaving no doubt that we are witnessing something completely out of the ordinary. A mysterious figure dressed in white can be seen standing ominously off in the distance in the eerie video. And while it appeared to be that of a young woman, perhaps dressed in a hospital gown, we soon realized that something is not quite right about her. Although it's not entirely clear from the video, a spooky apparition or person appears to be wearing some sort of strange headpiece, something large and bulky that could be a pair of horns, but it's difficult to tell. The timing of the strange appearance is also strange, as the woman arrived at 3:33 a.m. Humanoid ape. I'm not sure that these are really existing, but this footage seems to be so real. When this particular person who shot this footage once went trekking through the woods, he happened to see an ape-like structure. It did not look like an animal as well as a human, but they had lengthy legs and limbs. Their hands and arms very much resembled an ape. When the man who went to trek found that the humanoid ape was walking deeper into the forest and into the bush, this particular person was not so brave to follow the ape through the forest. Some people claim that this might be an angel, and others believe that this would be a humanoid angel, although some think that it would be an unformed monkey with 2 long legs and hands. A slender man. At the first part of the video, we see a person running around and playing, but the second part is so scary to watch. The person runs as if someone chases him to death, and at some point he stumbles and falls down on seeing a huge figure. The man was too tall. He had a very long and thin legs, and had more than one hand that suddenly pops out of his body. When I first saw this footage, I was very much terrified. The man was attempting to attack this particular person. What do you think about this footage? Is this really a different creature or a monster? Please give your thoughts in the comment section below. Crooked-faced walker. The people live in a small Wisconsin town saw some strange creature with no proper face roaming around the forest. At first, they were very much terrified by this creature. Some thought that it was a spirit or a ghost. Others said that it is a spirit walker. It had the body of a man with 2 long legs and hands, but their body structure and movements resembled that of an animal. The main part of this creature is it has a crooked face. If we keep a close look at the footage, we can see someone hides the face using a mask. It was so prevalent during the neighborhood gatherings and festivals after dark that it earned the nickname, the Spirit of Bizarre locally. Goblin Shark. This shark always makes me question evolution. How does a shark acquire this shape? But what if it didn't originate from Earth after all? Its elongated, slender body covered in a ghostly gray skin makes it difficult to believe a fish like that exists, let alone a shark species. Its eyes sunken deep into its skull terrify the fishermen, who were unfortunate enough to reel it in. The jaw of the goblin shark extends forward so much that it feels like an abomination of nature, and a row of needle-like teeth emerges from it, enough to rend and tear through flesh and bone. Alienoid creature. On his way through the forest, a hunter came across something mysterious hiding along the planks of a huge tree. A small creature with wide ears and sparkling eyes was staring at the camera. This video was taken in 2022 and possibly from a dense rainforest, and although this creature also seems nervous with the hunter, its whereabouts still remain a mystery. Was it an animal still left to be explored on the earth, or was it another variant of Baby Yoda? Let us know in the comments. Clowns running after cars. We might have seen clowns making jokes through their actions and speech, but here, the clowns block the road in the middle of the night. People who drive at night through the calm and dark road, these clowns happen to block the way. Some people bravely come out and try to attack the clown, while others return their way to the road, but still, the clown chases the car. These are made by humans to scare or bully people who travel in night. People have to be more careful about these dangerous and scariest clowns along the road in night or in lonely regions where there is no movement or people. What do you feel about this footage? Do these creatures really exist? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, tap on the notification button to get notified whenever we upload a new video you want to miss out on. These are manatees. Have you ever seen water splashing in all directions from under without a trigger? That is what happened to these people who went fishing. The manatees swarmed and concentrated into a place and started vigorously splashing water in that small area. Experts say they do this to regulate their body temperature and to remove parasites from their bodies. The manatees are called the gentle giants. Now imagine the chaos it would cause with a shark frenzy. Fishermen at the coast of Venice, Louisiana, captured these massive shrivers of shark-feeding frenzy. They say this happens when a number of sharks fight for the same prey at the same time. Without a care for anything other than their food, the sharks thrash around and make violent attacks within each other. I don't know about you, but I definitely do not want to go in the middle of that, even in a spacesuit. Isolated Amazon tribe. A never-been-contacted tribe of Amazon rainforests was caught in the drones of Brazilian agencies. The agency was trying to record the beauty of the rainforest when they came across this isolated tribe, who were ready with their arrows and weapons to take down this unidentified flying enemy. This footage was uploaded in 2018 by the Brazilian agency to showcase the 16 tribes living in the rainforest. But little did they know, their adventure would result in discovering another tribe with zero awareness of the modern world. Antler shedding. Have you ever seen a moose shedding its antlers? Neither have I, nor the majority of the earth. These 1,700-pound beasts of the deer family normally shed their horns around winter. This moose looked around, shook his head, shed them, and never looked back. A pair of moose antlers like this can weigh up to 40 pounds. This magical scene was captured by a YouTuber while he was casually flying his drone through the snow-filled forest. What an interesting scene to come across. Slender Man in desert. Is that an alien, or is it an Egyptian mummy in action? This creepy figure was captured on camera unexpectedly, and no one is sure what that was. The video was captured in 2021 in a Portuguese desert, and it shows the creature slouch walking and disappearing into a bush. Look how tall it is! Even after recording from such a distance, this weird slender man is as tall as the big tree. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. A million bats. This cave in Mexico is filled with thousands of bats. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen bats flying out in such numbers anywhere ever. But if you enjoy watching bats, this spot in front of the cave is the best place to enjoy them. Bats fly out in millions and set out for hunting as the sun sets and the dark emerges. Clowns in cornfield. In October 2016, a YouTuber was simply recording the beauty of this cornfield when he came across this strange sight. As the drone got to the middle of the field, he noticed a strange figure lurking around. He first thought it was a harmless scarecrow, but soon realized that it was a full-grown man dressed as a clown hiding in the middle of the field. Spotting the drone, the clown decided to make a run and hide in the dense forest. So the backstory of this clown still remains a mystery. What do you think he was doing there? Hole in the sky. In 2023, a drone pilot, Richard Cranner, was tasked to record a beautiful farm in California. When reviewing the footage, he found a glitch in the matrix. It was like a square piece cut out from the center of the sky. Cranner couldn't believe his eyes and decided to zoom in on that, but what he saw was even weirder. Two unidentified objects were flying parallel to the black square. Would that be aliens in search of advanced intelligence, or just a floating banner? Or is that a glitch in the matrix that somehow made it into the camera footage? That's something for you to ponder about. What do you think? A mysterious figure. This figure looks so scary and the body is bent and looks extremely crooked. The figure tends to glow in the light. It resembles a human, but their action and the movement looks creepy. What would you do if you happen to see such a creature all alone in the dark road? I honestly run away from the place, but we have to appreciate the person who shot the footage and had the courage to watch it live. When the video was released on the internet, everyone was in shock and they questioned whether this footage was real or fake. And until now, it is unanswered. But to me, it looks like someone wantedly scares the people in the area. How did you feel when you saw the video first, and what would be this creepy creature? Let us know in the comments below. Paranormal creature climbing. A dark child-sized monster is captured on a security camera mounted in front of a home in rural Karnataka, India. People nearby say that it is the spirit of a child who formerly resided in the house. It climbs the house like an animal. I am sure that it is not an animal or a monkey. It must certainly be a human who is dressed fully in black and he knows how to climb walls. This creature cunningly escapes from the eyes of the guard who are dozing off during the night. Is this really a spirit or a stealer who tried to steal from the house? But some claim that it must be an alien. Egyptian witch. Every mythology and folklore mentions a witch in its history. Is that a fictional character or a real-life witch? To find answers to this question, a man from Egypt decided to explore this infamous cave to visit an ancient witch, but he found nothing inside the cave leading to the witch. But on his return, he stumbled upon something totally strange. The camera footage shows a mysterious creature cloaked in black staring at him. What's this witch he was looking for? What do you think? The witch was covered head to toe in black without an inch of skin out and was trying to threaten the man with a stick made of a human skull. Following this staring contest, the man decided to take a step forward to know more about this mysterious creature. But realizing he was following her, the witch returned to the dark cave and continued to hold her wand against him. What a weird and bizarre thing to come across. Woman stabbing herself. We all might have seen such an incident in movies, but this happened real. This guy who was driving at night through his usual way happened to see a lady dressed in white and looking very creepy. Her hair was loosened and she was holding a knife in her hand. The guy in the car was terrified by the behavior of the creepy woman. Oh my god, she is stabbing herself with a knife. She is definitely mentally disordered. The interesting part is she repeatedly stabs herself but does not die. This is a little tricky. She might intentionally want to scare the people who travel by that particularly dark road. Is this real or fake? Does she really still exist? Nobody knows the answer until now. Comment your thoughts. Military drone. This footage from a military drone was filmed during the recent Ukraine-Russia war. Although war is the saddest thing humanity has ever been involved in, this footage shows the bravery of a Russian soldier in the midst of a battle. When a military drone dropped a bomb at the Russian soldier, he single-handedly took it out and threw it afar. That is some bravery, and nerve-wracking footage to watch for sure. Ghost attempts to hide. Look at this footage. The ghost tries to hide inside the water. According to my point of view, the ghost fell asleep and fell inside the water. Jokes apart, when this footage was released in social media, many were frightened to watch. The trial camera was fixed near the bridge next to the haunted house. Many comments on this video saying this would be an evil possessed young woman. Until now, no one is pretty sure about what this might be. I think this would be some creepy woman trying to get the attention of the people around, or she may be possessed with a dangerous evil. Comment down your thoughts about this footage and what would be the reason for this woman to fall inside the water. Seti I. This mummy lying at the National Museum of Egypt has gained much attention due to its popularity. Seti I is the father of Ramses I. Both father and son were great pharaohs of Egypt and led the country to abundance. But what makes the mummy of Seti stand out is the perfection of embalming done in the body. Most mummies are seen intact, but only a handful come out perfectly preserved like this mummy. The face, hands, and body are mummified with such accuracy that even after all these years we can reconstruct the face of this great pharaoh. Jungle highway crawler. Once a driver was driving his car on the highway where there was less movement of people and the place was so quiet. That place was called Valdivian Temperate Rainforest Road. While he was coming down the road, he happened to see a naked-like crawler sitting in the middle of the road blocking his way. It was skinny as a skeleton with a very creepy face. It remained stationary on the road. The driver was panicked by the crawler along his way. He quickly changed his route to be safe from the crawler. The Rake. This footage was filmed by two YouTubers who decided to take out their drone for a flight above an abandoned village. But boy, wasn't that the worst decision. While flying low, they came across something totally strange and creepy. It was this figure chewing on something in a cave. Is that a rake? That creature is definitely not human, but later on in the video, it is seen to stand upright, just like humans. So what will that be? Tied up mummy. This mummy found in a 6-foot pit of a mountain tells a disturbing tale. Was it a criminal or a victim of cruelty? The world doesn't know yet. This mummy is 1800 years old, and what is disturbing is that even after all these years, no major damage has been done to the strange ropes used for tying up. The man is seen to be in a fetal position with both hands covering his face. Although we don't know the exact whereabouts of this person, researchers claim that this is a middle-aged man who met his sudden death. Experts claim this position is one of the burial methods where the body can stay intact for a long time, so we don't know whether he is a victim of cruelty or a noble man who was buried according to custom. What do you think? Forest zombie. Some say that it is a zombie, while others say that it is a clown. This happened in the forest in Ontario, Canada. Because of some of the early cases that something haunted is repeatedly happening in the forest, the investigators decided to investigate. First, they thought this would be a ghost, and they were not able to find any ghost. Rather, they found a zombie which was looking for them from a far distance away. When the investigators spotted this zombie, it tried to hide behind the tree and into the darkness. It had eyes like a clown, also huge in size. Girl in the wood. Two friends bought a new drone and they wanted to test how it works and how long the drone is able to capture. So they decided to move near the dense forest and check the drone. While testing, they happened to see a little girl dressed in white and had hollow black eyes standing near the dense trees. The guys who noticed these girls were frightened and decided to run away from the place along with their drone. After they escaped from the place, they rewatched the footage captured by the drone. It was a spooky girl, and she is known to roam around the creepy areas. What do you think this girl might be doing there? Is she normal or possessed by evil? According to my view, she is a helpless girl, and she wanders around the area for food. A weird woman. This video makes everyone awestruck in fear. This woman was standing in the middle of the road. She was clothed fully white and had a thick black long hair loosened. Her way of behavior was very much strange. Her looks and her walls were too creepy. When this video was going viral on the internet, many said that she would be a witch. Imagine about the person who captured this footage. What would you probably do if you happened to come across some situation like this? Sword hand skeleton. Everyone gets scared of going to the graveyard during the night. When gravediggers noticed a sharp footstep-like trail around the cemetery, they decided to install a trail camera in hopes of getting some answers. While watching the footage, they were shocked to see a creepy creature. It was skinny and it had an abnormal walk. Its limbs were too scary and it was passing by the graves. Some believe that it is the spirit of a person. Others say that it is a shade. What do you think of this video? Is this really a skeleton-like creature or a shadow? Let us know in the comments below. Mummified child sacrifice. Unfortunately, this mummy was once a happy girl who lived her life to full. The mummy, known as the tied-up maiden, is part of a collection of 3 remarkably preserved child mummies. These souls are believed to have been ritually sacrificed alive during a ceremony about 500 years ago. The mummies still look so original that some might mistake it to be alive. What makes this mummy chilling is how she was prepared for her sacrificial death. The young girl, around 15 years of age, was found wrapped in many layers of finely woven linen and arranged in a seated position. Her limbs were tightly bound, and her face was covered by a mask. This tight binding is believed to have been to immobilize the girl and prevent her from struggling or resisting her fate. And shocked is an understatement to describe the response of the world. Gowned man. What you see here is a detention center made for criminals in ancient days. This video was recorded by a group of people who decided to take a stroll along its remains, and boy wasn't that a bad idea. At first, it was an exploration trip to the ancient Egyptian remains, but after a while, from the inner caverns of the cave, strange noises were coming out. The group agreed this was weird, but before they could do anything, something popped out in front of them. It was a human-like figure, fully cloaked in white. As the team was stuck without a way forward, this strange creature started to walk towards them. Clutched by the aura of fear, these people ran out of the cave for their lives. What do you think this was? A criminal ghost or some unexplainable phenomenon of nature? Let us know in the comments. Missing child. In September 2020, a kid went missing in Ontario, Canada. All the neighborhood and rescue officers joined hands to find the child, but he was lost and wandering alone in the dark forest. This drone footage is from one of the rescue pilots when he spotted the kid. They used thermal imaging drones to scan the entire forest and found the kid lying down near a lake. Mummified babies. Within the tomb of the famous pharaoh Tutankhamun, a startling discovery was made: the presence of mummified fetuses. These tiny mummies were found in two separate coffins located within the burial chamber of the young king. The first coffin contained the remains of two small mummified fetuses. They are believed to be twin girls. They were carefully wrapped in linen bandages and decorated with intricate jewelry. The second coffin had the mummified remains of a single fetus, believed to be a girl as well. All three fetuses were thought to have been around 5 to 7 months in the uterus at the times of their death. The presence of these mummified babies within Tutankhamun's tomb has puzzled Egyptologists. While some claim they are stillborn children of King Tut, others point to the fact that he died at the young age of 19. What do you think? Exploding pool. Imagine walking through the Egyptian deserts and coming across a pool ready to burst. This may look like the beginning of a horror movie, but is actually a pool of oil. The high temperatures of the desert have left the oil bubbling non-stop, and from afar, it looks like someone trying to escape from the underworld. Cave ghost. Why do people always explore sketchy places after dark? This person was casually walking when he felt something strange was going on. He thought better safe than sorry and took out his phone to record what was following him. But the recorded footage was disturbing to say the least. A human-like figure fully covered in white was beckoning him back to its place. From the video, it is clear that this spooky creature has no legs and most probably no bones at all. It is seen strolling some time at the abandoned cave waiting for someone, and then disappears into the walls. Was it a ghost or any other creature unknown to man? What do you think? Amazon tribe. The 2016 drone footage was filmed when Jose Carlos Morales came across the unidentified Amazon tribe while in a helicopter. If you watch closely, you can see the people have painted their bodies with bright red colors. They have a well-maintained settlement, and it is a wonder why they haven't been discovered yet. He says they are the people who fled from other continents and finally settled in the Amazon rainforest in Brazil. A ghost. This shot was captured by a YouTuber and his buddy while filming the Beast of the Forest in Cannock Chase in the UK. This town is regarded as haunted for years due to the number of paranormal activities going on there, ranging from Pigman, Red-Eyed Werewolf, and Bigfoot. This footage is no different. When filming, the guy caught a glimpse of something strange moving in the forest. Deciding to further investigate, he lowered the drone, and what he found was nothing less than weird. A girl abnormally tall for her age is seen full in white at the edge of the forest. What is she doing there alone if it is a human? They say it was a black-eyed girl, and to say the citizens were terrified is an understatement. Underwater mysteries. The mysteries of Egypt do not end in pyramids or the Nile River. In Egyptian seas, too, weird structures are discovered often. This time, it was the remains of a 2,200-year-old shipwreck. The ship is believed to have crashed into giant blocks of a city temple that has already been sunken. While exploring the Great Pyramids of Giza, one researcher stumbled upon a horrifying scene, which our nightmares are made up of. While going down a ladder, he felt it shaking for no reason, but when looking down, what waited for him was a wolf-like figure with giant horns. He thought fast and ran as fast as he could in fear of his life. The tunnel was later filled up with sand so that no similar encounter should happen in the future. Have you heard of a creature like this? Let us know in the comments. Bigfoot. In April 2022, a Canadian TikToker called Andrew Dawson came across this strange tall shape at the top of Mount Vancouver. You can imagine how huge that would be if it is already largely visible from such a distance. So what might that be? The scary part is that the figure is actually moving. Rejecting the speculations that it might be a structure shaped like a big creature, the internet had various theories on what that might be, ranging from the giant Nephilim to the Bigfoot. People expressed their opinions when this clip went viral. What do you think? Did he witness one of the last standing giants on the earth? Let us know in the comments. Creepy creature. This video was filmed on a busy road in the UK, but you can see something resembling a tiny human passing the road in the blink of an eye. What is that? It's fast and it is small, but still, we don't have any idea whether this creature is a poor little animal or some sort of alien. For days, this neighborhood had complained about a strange creature lurking around it, but this was the only time it was filmed on camera. And let me tell you, if that was my neighborhood, I'm definitely moving to another country the next day. Mummified toads. Without a doubt, this is one of the weirdest things I have come across. While digging an Egyptian burial site in search of mummies, this man came across a delicate piece of pottery. Normally, this kind of jar presents the organs of the mummy beside it, taken out during the mummification process. But this time, there were no organs. Instead, the jar had 8 toads. About 4,000 years ago, the Egyptians decided to mummify toads and bury them for reasons unknown to us yet. And on top of that, these toads were all headless. What does that mean? Are beheaded toads a way to the afterlife? Or is it a secret ritual? What do you think? Titanoboa. We thought these giant snakes were extinct over 60 million years ago, but did this clip just prove us all wrong? In this mind-blown footage, a Titanoboa-like creature is seen lurking in the muddy waters. Look at its size. Is that a Titanoboa, or is it an earthly creature at all? Gator attack. This Florida man had a brush with death as an alligator unexpectedly started to thrash him around. The drone footage shows him in the middle of the lake trying hard to release himself from the strong grip of the 12-foot animal. Unfortunately, he forgot to take his goggles that day, but he thought fast and put his hand in the gator's jaw. Luckily, he made it out alive and was driven to hospital by a Good Samaritan, where he underwent 6-hour emergency surgery. What a strange and horrific experience. Missing prisoner. What should you do when a prisoner breaks out of jail and hides in a field? You bring out your drone, of course. This epic chasing footage was filmed as per the request of the police. Due to how massive the field is, it is not easy to locate someone wherever they are. But in the footage, you can clearly see the spot he is hiding in and the trail he left behind. Hearing the buzzing of a drone, he knew he was in trouble, and you can guess what happened after that. Fibonacci whales. A wildlife photographer was flying his drone above the ocean when he came across this stunning visual. It was a scene of a group of humpback whales arranging themselves in a particular order, none other than the Fibonacci sequence. Why do they do it, you might wonder? By creating these bubble net spirals, the whales are forcing their prey to the center of the spiral for catching easily. What a magnificent sight to be stumbled upon. So if you ever encounter something like this, make sure to stay away, because you are interrupting their lunch. Mystery creature. Imagine taking your drone for a nice little flight to enjoy the forest. That is what a couple of young YouTubers did, but what they came across was nothing short of mysterious. What will that figure be? At first, they thought it might be a coyote moving behind the trees at the side of Drawn, but as they moved closer, they realized that this was far more unsettling view than they thought. It looked literally like a human, but what is it doing with its body? And that head undoubtedly screams not of this world. What do you think it is? Drone sacrifice. This will be undoubtedly the craziest drone footage you'll see. Due to the melted lava erupting from the mountain, the drones which fly past them are always susceptible to danger. That is what happened to this drone. This video was taken above an Icelandic volcano, and you can almost feel the temperature of melted rocks through this clip. Most of the drones will make it out alive, but for shooting the roaring face of the volcano, some drones have to be sacrificed right. Ghost Lady. Would you dare to visit an old church after dark? Well, this group of teenagers did and regretted it. What waited for them was like a scene straight out of a horror movie. A lady fully cloaked in white was sitting just 2 rows before them with a veil on her head. Was that a dead soul, or did someone pull a prank on the kids? What is suspicious here was that none of them took notice of this ghost lady until she turned around to take a look at them. So does that mean she was invisible up until that moment? I guess we will never know. As the video gets cut right there, we don't know the whereabouts of the creepy incident, but fortunately, all the explorers made it out of the church safely. Whatever explanations the experts have, I'm pretty sure this is both terrifying and creepy. What about you? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon.